Like that's the thing. Like nobody trying to like take no credit like away from nobody. We just talking dogs.
The mystery surrounding Crown's bloodline has been one of the biggest topics in the exotic bully world. And now, with new DNA confirmation, we know the truth. Crown isn't bred the way we all thought. Lil Rascal is his real father, not Pimpy. But what does this mean for his bloodline? And how does this explain the way his offspring are turning out? In this episode of the Doghouse Podcast, we sit down with top breeders who are breaking it all down, analyzing his pedigree, debating how to breed him moving forward, and revealing how this knowledge is shifting breeding strategies. Before we jump into the breeder discussion, let's break down exactly why this change in Crown's pedigree is so important. Originally, people believed Crown was a direct product of Pimpy blood, which comes with a different set of traits: short, compact, heavy bone, with a certain head shape. But with Lil Rascal in the mix, everything changes. Lil Rascal's blood is known for producing certain traits, and now that we know this is what's really behind Crown's production, breeders are looking at his offspring in a whole new way. So, now that we have this new information, how do breeders adjust their approach? How do they breed Crown moving forward? Let's get into the conversation. They're going to break down exactly how this discovery is affecting their strategies and what they would do differently now that they know Crown is Lil Rascal blood.
And then the truth coming out, you definitely feel like you one of the people that like you saying you got fucked over.
Yeah, yeah.
And if the information wouldn't been presented and it would have stayed like the paperwork and you got the results you got, then like I don't know, I guess I can't really ask you that, huh?
I was still going a different route. I just keep looking at everybody Crown twisted. I'm like, yeah, I didn't get. It's not how it's hitting for y'all, and I'm trying to figure out why. And the bloods that I'm aligning it, and the way that I'm aligning the second and third generations, it don't mix, bro. So no wonder I'm getting what I'm getting.
Right. And it,
But when I do mix it with the right pair, and I'm just like, oh, you off the charts. You're pulling from too many different gene pools to get. That's a shitty feeling, bro. But at the same time, like I said, I have a little bit of light because I'm like, all right, I spent some money on my female. That gave me a little more faith in her for her breeding. And it kind of like started my motor back up to want to breed again. Because I just was like, for a minute, I was on pause with it. I was frustrated. And not to say I don't have some nice things that I've created, not what I was expecting to get.
for sure. For sure. I
And
can dig it.
then to find out the twist, and I reapplied it back, and I looked at everything. I said, all right, you ain't fucking crazy. You do know what the fuck you're doing. Like, they fucked you over, basically, and you went about it the wrong way. But now you know, all right, let's get back to the basics and do what you do. But I'm going to use a dog where I know it's a person where, hey, I followed their steps over the last couple of years and I've seen what they've done. They've shown they put their shit on the wood, like straight up. I seen it on the floor. I know what's going on. I know what that dog's made of.
I got you. I got you. I understand. It's a lot of people out here maybe that didn't understand and still just will still carry on and try to make it be something else.
Right. When the pads are right and you stack them right, that shit matters and it affects everything.
Yeah. I wish Bentley was on here to hear this shit for sure.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to lightweight go again about this shit. And like, bro, just telling you, like, the way his shit lined up. It, was it, I'm going to ask you
I,
this. Like,
it's
when
too
you,
scattered, bro. It's too scattered from
it
second.
was too scattered, but like, if you talking styles of dogs, like what style of dog do you feel like you was leaning more towards or you were getting more of?
Um,
It doesn't have to be the actual dog name, but style. You see what I'm saying? Bullier style, saucier style. Like, what style was your dogs leaning towards? If not those style.
Bullier style, but with some saucy trait.
Got you.
Bullier style. So
But the parents that you seen up front wouldn't it wouldn't think you would get that though, right?
No, it should have been more girth. It should have been mass. It should have been more size. Um, yeah. But then when I switch out and I do the bully pedex and I look at them and I'm just like, okay, well this is where you know what I'm saying? This is where this facial look comes from on this other.
That's why I said like
I
when
I had, I
I
had a litter.
actually
I had a litter
seen
of 6 puppies, 5 females, 1 male. So I got a nice look at it, see everything, and not no two dogs you look at. Damn. Well, no, it's two females. You could tell that when they're with each other, they're damn near twins. But the other dogs, when they're with the other dogs, they're like, that's the sister, that's the brother. How?
it's crazy.
so like I'm gonna say me seeing that dog Rascal and seeing the dog Crown and then seeing a lot of offsprings and kind of following it, like I could tell why a lot of people's dogs look like they look.
I ain't gonna lie. I would want my paperwork to have that paperwork with it, like, bro, for my
So
own visual purposes. When I look at this shit, I'm like, I need to be able to line it up the way I be lining everything else up. I'm about to get a new page. I'm about to hit the banner dude up. Give me a new page because I need to see it.
yeah, see, like that was the thing, and I still don't think people understand to this day. But when you looking at this shit, you definitely got to pay attention and insert the other dogs.
Oh
You
yeah, for
have
sure, for
you
sure.
have
And
because
and
Batman
like
Batman pulls from so many different looks and has created so many different and not for nothing, it's an old dog, so it's not a bunch of that blood. Well, there's a bunch of that blood around now, but it wasn't a lot of examples of what that blood is and should look like around.
if like, and that's why I said when I see the dog Rascal, bro, and I think a lot of people maybe just far as how he came about and what went on, they maybe don't pay attention to the dog. You see what I'm saying? But I
Well,
actually seen the motherfucker in person and put my hands on the dog. And some of the features that people get, I understand totally why they getting them because
yeah,
they don't pay attention to even that dog.
right.
You see
And
what I'm
I
saying?
said at first, G ball, I'm sitting here listening to y'all, and I'm like, man, don't nobody fucking know. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. Don't nobody know. And you know what? I'm gonna just have to take it on the take that. Like, fuck it. And then I seen a video, and I looked at the
They go,
video,
they
and
go
then
big.
I showed my girl. My girl is not a dog breed. I said, babe, which one of the puppies does this dog look like? And she said, Armand. All right, I'm not crazy. Yo, I said, and she said, why you say that? I said, remember how I be telling you all the time, I don't know where Armani came from? And I look at her, I be like, I don't know where she came from. In the
Right.
litter. I don't know where she came from. She looked just the fuck like Rascal.
The
The way
dog,
the
like
way
when
the
you
way her fronts are is Rascal's. And when I see Rascal and I see him in the video, I'm like, I got his fucking granddaughter.
yeah. That's why I said like the depending on what you use and the features you pull, like that's why I really think like Crown got that unique look is because that nigga, like even if you look at Rascal, to me on the exotic side, I'm my opinion, he definitely got a fucking exotic look in the face. It's a
The
unique
mug.
look.
As far as the mug, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People, oh man, the tongue and all that, man, fuck all that. I'm
Forget
looking at the
all
actual look,
of that.
like the
Looking for
eyes, the
those.
nose, the mouth, and how that shit is kind of like the headpiece. I'm looking at all that in the dog, and that dog, like for real, I think it definitely helped enhance like that unique look with Crown, bro.
Sure.
But that's why I said, like, when you using these dogs and you like, not saying nobody was actually trying to pull that out of the dog, but fuck, that was, if you look, why so many dogs like get a unique look, kind of like he got. Not saying it's the same one, but a lot of these joints be having a unique look,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you match it up with.
Now I'm going to other people's dogs and I'm looking at all the studs I like, but now I'm breaking their peds down different, and I'm seeing why their breed to Crown worked for them based off the blood that they brought to it.
Yeah.
I look at a dog like Powerball. Powerball. I'm looking at Powerball. I look at this ped and I say, well, if we switch this out, we get this pimpy shit out of here, and we put this other thing in here, then you break down Powerball. Basically, it's TBC blood, devil spit blood.
Yep.
And yes, we know that clicks.
What is what? Powerball?
TBC,
What?
TBC blood, the devil spit, all the way back to the devil spit, bro. Because you gotta remember, Powerball is off of Sabu to female. The female is I believe the female is off of Devil's Girl.
Got you.
They took Devil's Girl to Devil Spit, and that mom, I believe, to Sabu, and they got, I believe, and they got Powerball. So that's why I said, if you switch out that bullshit Dave and Pimpy up top,
He
put the
said, y'all can't take the credit away from Jason is mascot blood. Ain't nobody taking no credit away from nothing.
we're
I'm just
not.
saying,
We're
like,
showing
Give
when
it
you
to
think
him.
about how the dog throws and how it was fucking built, like far as pulling genetics from the dog and resemblance, you definitely get some from that dog. And for that dog to throw what he throws, like shit, it's credit to the way he was built. Definitely the people behind him. Like that's the thing. Like nobody trying to like take no credit like away from nobody. We just talking dogs.
Yeah, I'm just talking the bases. I understand there's two more steps after that, but the sole essence of it came from the two blessed things.
Right. And he was basically, why we was talking about this dog is just because like this is Crown's dad though, right? So if you talking firm like far as the genetics, what was that like the fourth, fifth gen?
I think
You bred to
third, fourth.
a Crown grandson, right?
No.
No,
I
Crown
bred
son.
Crown Son. Yeah.
And then you got a pup off of that, and that's gonna be the
And brought
Crown,
that to his
the
mom.
grand joint, right?
Yeah.
So now, when you think about the ped though, where would Rascal be in that joint?
Fourth gen.
You see what I'm saying? So like when we talking about dogs, shit, that just show motherfucker like shit. They be saying, look at what's in front of you. Fuck, you still pulling shit from the fourth out of this dog.
Yep.
Yes.
Just being real is still kind of strong in the fourth like that. Fuck, you definitely better look at the fifth.
But it goes the
So
other
it
way.
goes. I believe it goes. Just going off the top, I believe it goes Crown, Rascal, Mascot, Batman. Am
Correct.
I correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
And when you really think about it, and they saying take the credit away from people, nobody's trying to do that. But if you think about all the dogs we named, them was some nice producing ass dogs. I don't think they would have been producing and being who they was if they wasn't built right. You feel me?
Right.
far as his pedigree, like just depending on how you use it, you got a better chance of pulling that shit back to the front.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then when we think about it, we go mascot, we go crown, rascal, mascot,
What up, fellas?
Batman.
Yo,
Everything
big.
that we know about Batman. If me personally, I can't remember too much. I just know that's all TBC work behind it.
And then even when I look at Rascal not a big dog, bro.
Right.
Like the way he shaped might, like, to the eye visually think he a big dog, but bro, he ain't long. He compact, proportionate for the size. Like, that's why I said the dogs that I kind of seen coming off of this shit, and then now when you put it together, it kind of explains to me, my opinion, why the dog do what he do with some dogs.
All right. So here's a question. If we talking about the way that we're talking about it, I asked you this previously. Why are more people not breeding back to that dog at this point?
The
I don't
first
think a
thing
lot of
is
people.
the color.
Why nobody breeding back to who?
Rascal.
If people were smart and
Crown ain't enough.
if
Crown
people
ain't
were
enough.
smart and they was trying to really create another crown,
Right.
they would go to the parent.
Right.
They would try to like go to a rascal. But I personally think that if rascal was a different color, not saying he would be jumping like crown, but I think he would get more use because people could say what the fuck they want to, but color matter nowadays. Because
What
like,
is color? He is tri, right?
yeah,
Yes,
but what is he? A blue trial or a black trial? He blue,
it's blue
right?
try.
Blue.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if it was a lot of that trial, I think a lot of more people would be using it. Because, like, anybody can say what the fuck they want to.
Oh, listen, I swear,
I
like,
ain't saying he would be jumping. I'm just saying I think he would get
people,
more uses because it's a color game.
it it's a
But
color
how can
game
you
for sure.
how can you say
But
that? You can't be mad at a blue tri, bro. Like never. Like
If he was a different color, I just think more people would use it. I ain't saying that color is better than structure or any of that shit. How people be putting it because like I know a lot of people don't care. Because you got murder babies and screeches and dogs that's like the
and
less
hold up, man,
undesirable color.
scientist, Caesar, that's my man. I never talk down on my man, no matter what go on.
No
But
doubt.
bro just got his own style that he like and what he got going on, and he got the dog. He damn near do whatever he want with the dog. You see what I'm saying? So if people don't maybe like what he got, that don't mean that's gonna do something the same thing for somebody else. You get me?
Never know because of course he the color he is. But do you think Crayon would have got the use that he used if he was like a brindle, a black brindle or something? Probably not.
Like, all I'm saying is when you think about the dog, yes, color they gonna say blue tri, but if
Mm.
you really breeding dogs, the features on the dogs is damn near better than a lot of features that like people going to right now. So as
Mm.
far as using the dog and getting something out of the dog, if you use the dog correctly, you can get something out of the dog. And just being honest, if you use it correctly, you can get color out the motherfucker.
I ain't gonna lie. Most of my black dog breedings, I've gotten chocolate out of it. Honestly.
All right. So after hearing from these breeders, here are the biggest takeaways. First, Crown's production makes a lot more sense now that we know Lil Rascal is in his pedigree. We can see certain traits popping up in his offspring that match Lil Rascal's bloodline. Second, this changes how people are looking at his best matchups. Instead of breeding him the way you would if he were pimpy blood, breeders are now thinking about stacking him with females that complement Lil Rascal's genetics. That means looking for certain traits in a female to bring out the best in his offspring. So, what does this mean for Crown's future? Will his production improve now that breeders know exactly how to match him up? Or does this discovery change how people see him as a stud? One thing's for sure, Crown's legacy in the exotic bully world is still being written. And now that the truth is out, the breeding game will never be the same. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Has this changed your opinion on Crown? How do you think he should be bred moving forward? And if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more real talk like this, only on the Doghouse Podcast.